Hey everybody, welcome back to Day Trade with Tony, and no more small account challenge. We finished that on Friday, but it's a new month, so April, and March was wonderful. Now, a lot of people would disagree with me, particularly bankers and people that have money in the banks that collapsed, but the collapse of the banks in March meant the volatility that was introduced as a result of that, meant that I was able to profit. And I'm pretty sure a lot of other people were able to profit as well. I'm also pretty sure that a lot of people went broke as a result of that and were unable to profit. So that's just how the market is. Volatility as a day trader, volatility is our friend. And today is no different. It can also be your worst enemy. And today is no different. What am I talking about? Today was probably, aside from the banking collapse, certain banks last month, today's probably one of the most volatile days that I've traded in a long while. So I traded 3 stocks that all 3 of them were up over at least 200%. So I traded Guardforce AI, which was up 200%. I traded NOGN, which was up 292%. And I traded today's IPO, MWG, and that was up 435%. So huge volatility, and it can go both ways. So what I mean by that is, today I've hit my goal, not once, not twice, but 4 times. So I have this mantra, as you know, if you're regular to my channel, is get in, get green, get to goal, and get out. So I got in and got green and got to goal, just trading the one stock, Guardforce AI. And it was a relatively easy stock to trade, particularly there wasn't much going on pre-market. So from the open, Guardforce AI was moving really well. So we got in that. Volatility helped to the upside. On resumption, I didn't take profit. It pulled back. So I added to the position for a bounce, took profits on the way up, and then was able to get back in and ride that all the way up. And it went huge amounts across the course of the day. I didn't get the full move, but I got a large percentage of that move and then gave it back. So I ended up $6,000 up and then gave $6,000 back. So that's I ended up kind of $250 down with Guardforce AI. Then I traded NOGN. And NOGN, quick move. We traded that and made almost $9,000. So now we've gone from $6,000 up to in the red slightly to over $8,000 up. Right, fantastic. So then I traded MWG, new IPO, and I lost $9,000 on that. So we're back down again. And then I traded Cosmos. Took me red a little bit. We lost $2,000 on Cosmos. And then we traded Guardforce AI again. So we recovered the couple of thousand or a couple of $100 that we were down on Guardforce AI, and we made another $10,000. So I feel like my P&L curve was like a bride's nightgown. It was up, it was down, it was up, it was down, it was up, it's down. I have definitely been guilty. I've only traded the 4 stocks, but I've definitely been guilty of overtrading today. I was streaming live the whole day. And so every trade I've taken was live on stream, and it was comical at one time. I was my own worst enemy. So I was up to just over $2,500 on the new IPO. NWG is the ticker. The company's multi-waste holdings, but NWG is the ticker. And I was up about $2,500. And then I got in for another further move up a little bit later. And I spotted the exit. the reversal indicator. We got the bearish pattern, and I got in up at the top of this particular pattern, and I added to the position as it started to make its move up, and then it reversed. And I was holding the position, and we got this descending wedge into a flat bottom, and I'm calling it out live on stream in front of everybody. I'm calling it, this is a bearish pattern. These patterns typically break down, which you'd think, if that's the case, why am I not exiting the position? So I'll go to put a stop in place where I'm thinking it's going to break down, just giving it the off chance that it doesn't. And just as I'm about to put the stop in place, it flushed. So I put the stop in place, and of course it's flushed down, so it's based on whatever the current price it actually is less the stop. So I get stopped out there for sizable loss and end up $9,000 down. I should have been about $3,000 down maximum, and should be sat here with about $12,000 in profit. So look, it is what it is, and that was an unfortunate one. But I was my own worst enemy today. I did the same thing with Guardforce. I was up $6,000 and then traded the third pullback, looking for a move back up. First pullback, no problem, traded that up. Second pullback, and the third pullback is particularly in the current market. Third pullback is on the initial move up, is the one where it usually breaks down. It's usually the one you've got to be a little bit more guarded, maybe look at the patterns on a higher time frame. But it's the one that, of course, Muggins here decided to trade that, and it goes against me. I gave back all my profits. So I was my own worst enemy today, and that's what happens when you overtrade. That being said, though, all's well that ends well. Well, what I'll do is I'll tack on a couple of the trades that I put that I've made today on the back of this, and you can see some of the trades, good, bad, or indifferent, and I'll tack those on, and you can judge for yourself, or just go back and watch the whole 7 hours of the live stream that's recorded on YouTube, and judge for yourself. But look, overtrading is a legitimate thing. Fatigue sets in, your judgment gets impaired. I don't recommend you do it. My motto, which I very often have trouble sticking to myself, so I always say, do as I say, not as I do. My motto is get in, get green, get to goal, get out. Once you've got to your goal, shut it down, walk away, enjoy the rest of your day. Sitting at your trading station, trading all day long is stressful. Sitting at your trading station, giving away profits that you've already made, not only are you racking up commissions and charges so that your net profits are much less than what they would have been had you just walked away after you reached goal in the first place. Having to trade your way out of your own hole that you dug yourself is most frustrating. So just don't do it. Once you get in and you get green, just trade to goal and then get out. That's what I'm going to start doing. From how many times you've seen me over the last year or so since I started this channel? How many times have you heard me say I'm just going to start doing that from now on? Discipline is not my strong point when it comes to not trading. When it comes to overtrading, when it comes to FOMO, I still get. This is I would be a much more profitable trader, and I'm a very profitable trader as it is, but I'd be a much more profitable trader if I could be a lot more disciplined and walk away when I know I should do, instead of looking for that a little bit extra, getting greedy, just trading something because it's moving, because I'm getting FOMO around it. And that was me today with the new IPO. It started moving, and it moved wonderfully. And as it moved up, I got green on it. Should have left it. I took a position from about $4.50 or what it was, and got out at $6. A whole $1.50 I got on that, and then it moved all the way up. So when it got to kind of $13, I got in again. If I traded it from 8 to 12, yeah, I'm okay. If I trade it from 7 to 9, okay. But then it gets really extended, and I'm kind of getting FOMO at this stage, and trading it as it reaches the highs, and then giving back the profits and then some that I've made on it. Oh, you know what? Sometimes I can bang my head against a wall, and just frustration for my own stupid errors. But especially when I'm calling out the bearish patterns. Look, that's the way it is. So let's talk about what we've traded today and what we've actually done. And I'm not going to go into too much. What I will go into it. And what we'll do is I'll show you on the 2 minute rather than the 1 minute, so that we can go through it a little bit easier. So, as I say, there was not a lot moving for pre-market. So I didn't trade pre-market. Talking about various things, but then we get this move up over the VWAP on Guardforce AI. Now, last week we had a lot of AI stocks moving up. So based on sector strength, we have AI stocks moving up. ChatGPT 4 came out. There's a lot of AI-related news reports. It's a very bullish sector at the moment. So Guardforce was moving up in line with that bullish strength, and this particular move up, it moved up quite big into a volatility halt. On resumption, it gaps up higher, moves up higher. I could have taken profit, and I should have taken profit, but it then flushed down. So as it reaches the VWAP, it breaks the VWAP and then starts to make a move up. So I buy the dip with a view to moving back up, and it does, and I take profits. So finished profitable on that one, and then we get the pullback back to the VWAP again, and then as we break new highs here, I enter and I'm able to take profits as it enters another halt, gaps down, and I get stopped out. On the way back up, I enter the position and re-enter the position, and I'm able to take profits as it comes back. And this particular move, I finished and I was $6,000 up. So that was a good trade, and I'll show you that trade, no problem at all. And we've got a little bit extra here. Gave a little bit back there, but pretty much gained it back here. What we gave away here, but then here I entered for the position as we moved up, and then it continued to move up. Took some profits. Added right at the top. And held through this, and then added more here and gave it all back as we started to sell off. Gave it back, so I'm back at zero down here. So that was the position that I found myself in with Guardforce. From going green, getting over goal, and then getting to $8,000. So we're not just over goal at $6,000, we'll get to $8,000, giving that back, going to about $5,000 up. So I'm like, okay, should have just left it at that, maybe come back a little bit later, maybe look at something else, whatever it is. Maybe I'm just getting greedy, looking for that extra 1,000 to get me back over goal, after having been 8,000 up. So then we get to give all of that back and end up $250 red. So, unfortunately, that's just poor trading, poor trade management, poor discipline, if you will. So then, on this particular move, I get in again. We've got a double bottom formation here. I get in again as we're breaking out up here and add to the position, get out and lose more here. So this is kind of me all over today. Then we traded. What did we trade after Guardforce? We actually did about 30 executions in total on Guardforce. So about 20, like 15, between 15 and 20 round trips on Guardforce. About 30 executions. I've got 86 fills. So almost 3 fills. Almost 3 fills per ticket, which is going to cost me a fortune. About over $300 in commissions that'll cost me, when it all comes to fruition. Probably a little bit less because it is capped. But look, that's just the way it works out. So after Guardforce AI, that's when we traded NOGN. So NOGN moving up, volatility halt. Gapped up, volatility halt, gapped up, pulls back, shut up, dog. Then it moves back up into another volatility halt. As it resumes, I get in for the break of the $0.50. And didn't want to just jump straight in. Break of the $0.50, rolled that up. I was able to take quick profits on the way up on this, add to back to profits here, add back to the position on the way back up, take profits up at the top. It did pull all the way back and then kind of just tracked sideways. So that was NOGN. Very quick trade, very good trade, very easy trade, relatively easy trade. $9,000 nearly. So that takes me back above goal, over $8,000, which is where I was with GFAI AI. So I'm back to where I was. That's when I should have locked it down. That's when I should have said, okay, that's enough. Lock it down, lock the montage. You've got green, now it's time to stay green. You didn't do it the first time. You've got to gold, now it's time to get out. I got in, I got green, got to goal, gave it back. Instead of getting out, I gave it back. So now I've got to green and got to goal again. I should have locked it down again. But looking for punishment that I am, I decide that no, that's not enough. So that's when I traded a little bit more of guard force, which I just showed you, where I lost a little bit more, and then Cosmos. So Cosmos, if you recall, Cosmos was the one that I was trading last year. This moved up last year in December, and this was my $1 million trade last year. So what I mean by that, I had a net target of $1 million last year. And in December, this is the trade that got me over that. 16th of December. And it was some market glitch, some weird situation where a number of factors conspired that this had a reverse stock split, changed its name, changed its registration number, and all of those things conspired together. So with the reverse stock split, people who had positions thought that didn't realize it was a reverse stock split, thought they were up huge amounts, started trying to take profits, that tanked the stock price. When that all realized that was the case, people that actually realized that there'd been a stock split realized it was now at a bargain basement price, were buying in. People who sold thinking that they were in profit realized that actually they sold at a loss, and then they were buying back at a lower price. And all kinds of things conspired, and it shot back up, and it kind of doubled its price. And after losing like 90% of its price, 90% of its value pre-market, it then rallied and doubled in value from where it was, and it was just a roller coaster ride last December. So this particular stock, they don't get married to a stock, but because this kind of a sentimental feel, this got me over goal last year. So, and it was just a strange old day's trading. So I enjoyed trading this. And what actually happened is this moved up, it had some volatility, went green on the day, moved up, and we got to kind of 375, 380. We had a bit of a pullback, and then it started to move back up, broke new highs, so I entered the position. And then it pulled all the way back, and I held it a little bit too long and got out for a loss. And almost $2,000 is what we lost on that particular ticker. So I think we were in for 5,000 shares or whatever it was. So it might be 10,000 maybe. So I think it might have been 10,000 shares in total. And then we got it for a 20-cent loss. So yeah, it'd be 10,000 shares. So that brought us back down again. We didn't go red. Once we've been red, we didn't go back red, but it kind of brought us down to about, what, 2,000 or whatever it was in terms of gross profit. Then we traded GFAI again, so Guard Force AI. So we traded this up. I mentioned this one here, but then we got back in here as for a VWAP bounce. Now, the reason we got for a VWAP bounce here, this initial move up that we traded, and then we gave a little bit back here. As this pulled back down, you can see this, we've got the double bottom here, which is why I got in here before we gave some back. It came down to the VWAP, just above the VWAP, and bounced. Moved up, bounced just above the VWAP. Moved up, came back, bounced just above the VWAP. Again, moved up, came back. So I got as this broke the VWAP, as it came back above the VWAP, that's when I entered. I thought, okay, we're looking for the VWAP bounce. Now, it just started to consolidate a little bit at that stage, as you can see, and then it came back down again, and I got out for a small profit here. Now, some of the people that were following me may or may not have been able to take advantage of that, because it did go up another, 40, 50 cents before pulling back down again. And then it started to break out. So as it broke $15, I looked for the next candle to make a new high, to pull back to $15 as support, make a new high. We got in here, it pulled back again, and then as it broke out, that's when we got in. That's when we started taking profits, add to it, and then took profits up at the top here. So that got us back in the green on Guard Force, but we weren't done. We weren't done with this one, and we weren't done with trading either. So before we traded the new IPO, which was MWG, and we traded MWG. I was basically looking at this, and I should have been substantially up on this one. We traded this one just after lunch here. It was new IPO. As it moved up into a halt, volatility halt, gapped up, moved up into a volatility halt. On resumption level, pulled back, then moved up into a volatility halt. On resumption level, pulled back, moved up, and as it broke new highs, I entered into a volatility halt. This time it gapped up, so I took some profits. Then it consolidated a little while. We had this kind of flat top around the $0.75 level, and it ended up breaking out. I didn't trade it. I missed this whole move up, and then as it pulled back down here and moved up again, that's when I got FOMO. Started getting volatility halts again, more volatility halts. So as it broke $16, I got in, and false halt didn't do a halt, so false pulled back. And I looked for an add or a move back up, and it didn't. So if we look at this on the 1 minute, and I'll do that just now. So this is what I called out. So I'm just gonna zoom in here on the 1 minute, and you'll see exactly what I can see and what I called out here. So the patterns, you look for these same patterns but inverted if you're looking for kind of bullish momentum. So here you've got, as I got in here for the break of new highs, the move up, the pullback, the break of new highs, I add to the position for very volatile stock. We're looking at like 90 cents on the average true range. We're looking at big spreads. So I'm getting this flat bottom here. So support, key support here around the $0.25 level, kind of 14.23, 14.25. area. That's key support there. That's where it pulled back to here. That's where it pulled back to here. And it pulled back to, but we're getting lower highs. So what is this? This is a descending wedge, descending resistance into a flat bottom. And I called it out. I think it was in this candle here. I'm calling it out. This is a typical bearish pattern. I'm not comfortable with this. If I'm not comfortable with it, why am I not cutting it for a small loss? So instead of cutting it for a small loss, I'm getting ready to put a stop in place. Just as it flushes down, I put the stop in place, and it just happens to execute just before it goes into a halt. So if I cut it like I should have done, I'm seeing the pattern emerge. The descending wedge into a flat bottom is just as bearish as a ascending wedge into a flat top is bullish. So, and I like to trade the flat tops. So this flushed down, and it ended up costing me $9,000 just by getting in up at the top, adding to the position, and then not cutting it early. Just the volatility of it, huge move, and that's my own fault. That is my own fault. So I did look. Is there going to be an opportunity to make that back? But no, there wasn't an opportunity to make that back. This is now trading at like $7, so this continued to sell off. It's hard to borrow, so I couldn't short it. So that's where this new IPO was, and of course, it's very difficult to borrow shares on a new IPO anyway. So that's how I found myself back in below the goal level. So I think it was back down to like $2,000 or whatever it was, or kind of back in the hole, trying to make it back up to goal again. So then we went back to GuardForce AI, and this is where we kind of finished on GuardForce AI. And traded this here on this move up, here on this move up here. And then as we get this breakout here, we get a nice little flag pattern. The move up, $19 pullback. We get in here, and you've already got this kind of flat top. I'll just draw this here so you can actually see this on this line here. So we've already got resistance here at 1980. Again, it's up here, resistance here, resistance here, resistance here. Then we get it 3 times in a row on the 1 minute. So I'm calling this out. I'm like, okay, if it breaks above 1980, we get this increasing volume. Of course, you're looking at other factors as well, but this massive increase in volume. So that's where I enter for the break of 1980, and up it goes, and I was able to take some nice profits there. And that pretty much got me to where we finished, $10,000 up on GuardForce, just under 9,000 up on NOGN. We're 9,000 down. So NOGN and MWG pretty much wipe each other out a little bit, and Cosmos just didn't work out for me. But the volatility today, and it's not just these 3-4 stocks that was moving today. There was a lot moving today. We had Amosite moved up huge amounts. We had Freight Technology finished the day strong. We had the energy sector moved up huge amounts before then pulling back. So Indonesian energy and US energy and all of these other stocks that moved up. So there's a lot of volatility today. So Big Bear AI moved up quite a substantial amount, yeah, volatility back in the market after the last month with the banking sector. I don't care whether it's up or down. Just need volatility, because it's volatility that I can profit from. And if I get, like today, if I get a good mover with a volatile mover, it might be risky in terms of wide spreads, highly volatile in terms of the range. If that's the case, you just need to adjust your risk management a little bit in order to profit from that volatility. But we need the volatility in order to make the profits. The good volatility underpinned by strong relative volume creates opportunities for good profits, and that's what we found today. So despite it being a roller coaster day in terms of the P&L curve, it was a good profitable day. So I'll be doing it again tomorrow. Come join me tomorrow, an hour before the market opens. So that's 8:30 market time. It's, of course, 1:30 p.m. where I am based in Europe, but it's 8:30 US, East Coast, New York. So come join me then. We'll be streaming live again. We'll be discussing the stock market. We'll be discussing crypto. We won't be trading the crypto live. We'll be discussing whatever it is for day trading. You have questions, if you want me to take a look at something, if you want to understand my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't offer financial advice. I'm just a fat guy on the internet with an opinion. I don't even know what I'm doing half the time. I just know I do it well. So come join me tomorrow and you can watch me do it well. And what's amazing today is that it's a Monday and I've not lost money, which is kind of, according to my statistics, is a rarity. Mondays are not a good day for me. I normally lose money on Mondays. So, I mean, let's take a look at that, in fact, shall we? Let's take a look at the statistics, because I'm still in drawdown. We're looking at the year to date, because it's April. We've only got the 1 day in April. As you can take a look at April, just the 1 day now. So 7.7. So these are the gross numbers. But if we look at March, the best ever trading month, you can see the last 2 days. We had 1 red day coming up to the last couple of days of March. Best ever trading month in March that I've ever had. And you can see I finished it off with 2 significant red days. So $25,000 drawdown. So we found ourselves in drawdown, but that's not to be sniffed at. If we're still overall this year to date, we're still 485k now as of today in gross profits. We're still over goal, not just on terms of the gross numbers, but on the net numbers as well. And if you look at, let's just have a look at the days and times here. You can see the month by performance. You can see 175k was a wonderful. It was my best month ever in January. I can see that this year is going to have a few of these. Didn't have a great February. Didn't have a great March. I had an absolutely phenomenal March. So 245k in a single month. That's more than twice goal. Just unbelievable results. And we've had 7k on the first day. So we're starting April well. If we look at where's by days of the week, there we go. Year to date, you can see Mondays, I'm not making money. So even though I've had a 7k day today, overall on a Mondays, I'm still not making money. It's my worst performing, but I can take that back. Throughout the whole of last year, Mondays were my worst performing day of the week. It's very interesting. If you're not using TraderView, get on it, guys. It's great to be able to analyze your trades like this and then, okay, what am I doing on a Monday that's different to the rest of the week? What am I doing at 3 o'clock in the afternoon that's different to what I'm doing at 9 a.m., and et cetera, et cetera. You can actually look at the hours of the day that you're performing best. 11 till 12 is where I'm getting the majority of my profits this year so far. If you look at this, you can see that having some good results, just not on a Monday. So whenever I've had a bad result, and let's just look at that from the calendar's perspective. Back to the calendar, you can see these 4 Mondays, 2 red days out of 3 trading days in January, because there was a federal holiday on both the 2nd and the 16th. We had a holiday on the 20th of February as well. So out of the 4 Mondays in February, 2 of the 4 Mondays in February were red and 1 was a no trade day. 2 of the 5 Mondays in February were red and 2 of them were no trade days because of the federal holidays. 1 in 4 was red in March, and April is 100% at the moment. But you can see I've had more red days on a Monday than I have had green days this year to date. So, but that's even more true if I look back at last year. It's just the same. So yeah, let's look at the detailed reports as well, where that puts us across the year. 70%. So 7 to 3. So let's make 2 to 1. Let's call it 2 to 1. 2 to 1 in terms of trade selection accuracy, which if I look at my K ratio, it's about 3 to 1. So risk versus reward. Look at win-loss expectation. It shows you that a little bit better. So 8's just shy of 900 versus just under 400. So it's almost a 2 to 1 in terms of 873. Yeah, it's pretty much 2 to 1 on point. So 870 and 384, 385, it would be 2 to 1. So that the risk gains versus losses, risk reward, that's a 2 to 1 ratio. My profit curve across the year it's very straggly because I'm an aggressive trader. I've got some big swings up, big swings down, but we're still in drawdown even after today. We've made some headway, but it'd be nice to get 18k to make up. It'd be nice to get out of drawdown in our first week and then start making gains on to into the rest of April. So we've got a little bit of work to do this week to get out of drawdown. It's effectively three days at goal. The next 3 days at goal, and we'll be out of drawdown. It's that simple. So had a good day today. I enjoyed trading today. It was a long old slog. The last 3 days, so Thursday and Friday, I traded the whole day. streamed my trading live all day long, and today was the same. It is exhausting. It is tiring. Sat at the desk talking through all day long, but it's fun. And you guys are the ones that make it fun. So I really appreciate you joining me when I'm streaming live, when I'm trading live. I really appreciate you keeping me company and keeping me honest as well. Let's face it, when I'm doing stuff I shouldn't be doing, you guys are calling me out on it, which is great to see that, A, you've learned enough from me to know the rules of my trading, what I should be doing and what I shouldn't be doing, and keeping me honest by calling me out on it when I'm doing it as well. But also, when you see me taking a trade and you don't understand the logic behind it, why did you take that trade, Tony? And the fact that I'm actually having to explain it is also keeping me honest. It means that I shouldn't be taking, if I'm taking trades I shouldn't be, and you're calling me out on it, then I can't justify the entry. Then it's gone against me. It's my own fault. So keep coming. That's all I'm saying. I really appreciate your patronage is on this channel, and if you keep coming, I'll keep trading live. It's that simple. If you're not coming, then who am I trading for? I'm doing it for you guys. So if you're enjoying the content, if you're enjoying this video, if you're enjoying the live stream, smash the thumbs up button. It really does help me out. And what I'll do is I'll do a bit of editing now over the next few minutes and see if I can't get some of those trades onto this video for you to watch in almost real time. In the meantime, see you tomorrow. All the best. A little bit early for that. I was trying to get in. There we go. That's the one I was looking for. That was a nice little pop. See what I got there? That's your double bottom, W breakout. So as we reached here, the middle swing high, you're looking for the full move to the upside is your target. Now, obviously, I got a target, so as soon as I got that, I took a little bit of profit off. I put a stop in place, which is equivalent to my original target, and I'll be looking to add to this position if it carries on, if we get continuation, and if it pulls back, I've got my stop in place already. So already 2,500 up. So another 20 seconds, this should resume. Oh, there we go. Pull back, stop me out. Oh, come on, Phil, get me filled, then move up. I took it. How many fills did that take? $11 incoming. Very volatile, this one. There we go, another 30-cent stop. It was 60 cents. I got stopped out. I just looked at the true range is 60 cents. But we just made, that's okay, we just made $4,500 on that. So we're not too far off. Now we're a little bit cautious here now. I've got to look for an entry. Pullback. A bit of a pullback here. Halt up 98. Too close to the halt. A bit wary. No, I don't think so. I don't think there's that much short interest in guard force off the top of my head, but I can just have a quick check. Here we go. Nice pullback. Nice healthy pullback. Yeah, there's only 5% short before today. So this is 58. The high of this candle. Well, time is the halt level. $0.60. It went without me. A partial fill. That's not good. Got it just before the halt. So I got it at, what was my exit there? 12.20. Halt is 12.34. Should resume any time now. Halt up 8.22. Well, that was a quick scalp. 9.31 is the halt now. Now we're getting a bit shooting from the hip. Oh boy, gunslinger. $10 the halt up. Get stopped out. There we go. Over goal. I'm staying over goal. Looking for a high of day here. What's the high of day current? $18. Let's see if we can't get $18 here. $60. Like I said before, take the bid with you. Up to 18, can we get over 18? False halt. False halt. There we go. A 50-cent trailing stop, let's see. 60 cents on the ATR, so 50 cents is my closest I'm going to get with that in terms of trailing stop. Back green again. Let's see. This is still not halt. It's right at the. It's actually over the halt level. The halt level's 902, and I've got a 905 on the ask here. Oh, there we go, guard force. Keep going. We like that. Gives me at least 2.5k. Gets me back up to 2.5k. Oh, 4.5 grand. Who's to say that I'm going to finish above goal again? This is just not funny. I don't know why I'm laughing. This is just shocking. This is overtrading 101. If it gets over kind of this level, 1980, it's a good year. $20. No problem, Robert. No problem. $20 trailing stop there. Nice. Get stopped out. That'll do me. 7,500. I'm over goal. Hey. With half an hour left of the market.